Let's
My
get down to
Pulp
brass tacks,
Diction.
gentlemen. Oh, Declan's gone.
Wait, I'll be right back.
We got a,
I'm back.
yeah, Declan's back. I'm so glad. Welcome
Yeah.
back to the pod. We got a very special episode today. I'm your host, Dylan Gibson, and welcome to episode 50 of Pulp Diction. It's been a good two years since I started. Almost 2 years, come March. So, yeah, very special episode, joined by three very special guests, previously
Aw.
featured on the Eyes Wide Shut episode. Who am I joined by? Okay, Abby, you can go first. Abby, go first.
Abigail Stevens.
And also, Declan
Declan Hutter. And I'd like to make an amendment to what Dylan said. It was the Eyes Without a Face episode.
Eyes Without a Face.
Hey, I was
not
gonna
Eyes
say it.
Wide
I was
Shut.
gonna say it,
Whoops,
but
Daisy.
I wasn't gonna be a bitch and correct him on his own.
No, please correct me on my own podcast.
And then I'm Owen Castleberry.
Yes.
Also, I'm giddy to be here.
I'm so
Are
glad.
you giddy to be here?
I
Yeah,
am.
you were a
I've
little
been smiling
late.
the entire time. Yeah, I am a little late, but it's
Bit
because I couldn't
delayed.
get Zoom to work. But I'm here now.
Hey,
You
that's-
are. I guess that's what counts. So,
What
I'm
counts.
giddy to have you all here. And today on Pulp Diction, we are discussing Pulp Fiction.
Ooh.
Long awaited, directed famously and written by Quentin Tarantino, released 92, 93. One of those
years.
One of those two.
I thought it was 96.
Was it? It could have been 90. You know what? Yeah, I think you're right. I have no idea.
Was it that late? I feel like it wasn't that late.
Let's see. Reservoir Dogs was 92.
Oh, then it could be that late.
Then it probably was 96.
Yeah, it was
Oh, I knew
94.
must have- 94.
Wow.
Okay. Still, only a couple years after his debut.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't think about it like that. That is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah. He was like 31 or something. It's just crazy.
That's insane.
This
This
is
is one of
pre-dating
those-
Trisha Paytas.
Pre what?
He dated Trisha Paytas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, true. I forgot about that.
It's awesome. She was his muse for Kill Bill, right?
Was he? Was she? That's awesome. The thing, like, I don't know, Pulp Fiction, I have to stop myself from saying Pulp Diction. Pulp, Pulp Fiction's one of those movies that, like, unbearable people always say it's, like, the best movie ever, and it's perfect, but, like, unfortunately, including Tarantino himself,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, it is, like, perfect and the best movie ever. It's,
Why are we getting a cock shot from Ellen? What's going on?
My, like-
Why are we even touching the webcam? What's going on?
My audio interface is behind my laptop, so I have to like to
Sorry,
adjust
got my
mic.
audio.
Oh,
I'm
gotcha.
fixing
To
my
adjust
audio
my
right
mic, I have to like yeah. All right.
Yeah, I definitely think.
Something's wrong with my microphone. Not like showing cleavage.
I definitely think it's like a bell curve movie where it's like the Neanderthals are on one side that are like, I love Pulp Fiction, and then
yeah.
you're kind of like decently into film. You're like, all right, Tarantino's
The
kind
heightened
of, but then you dip back down. You're like, yeah, Pulp Fiction is the best thing ever. It
Yeah.
really is. Like it's
yeah,
like
no, it's unfortunate.
I feel like it's
Like-
like that with almost anything popular.
Pretty much. I mean,
yeah,
Tarantino in general, like, I don't know, he has this reputation. We've seen him all over the place lately with his comments on Paul Dano and Matthew Lillard.
Oh, and you got some Tastes of Asia on your wall. I like it.
Yeah, of course.
Little piece of home.
Yeah, it's actually I got it from like a black wizard. Actually, so
That's
They
amazing.
usually
That's
don't
an
let
extra
those people
special.
be wizards.
Yeah.
yeah.
What? Oh,
Well, it's a progressive movement now. Should I wear it?
No.
it's your call, man. You know, I think that actually would tie very well into Pulp Fiction because it's sort of embracing another culture and turning it
That's beautiful, Dylan.
into your own.
I can tell you're an English major.
Oh, stop. I got the screenplay here from the
Alright.
William and Mary Library.
Wait, hold on. Let me do you one better.
Uh-oh. Oh,
boy.
he's gonna bring out his yeah. I took some notes on the script. There are a few differences between the script and the final movie that I wanted to talk about.
But they're very minimal, aren't they?
They are very minimal.
Because like
That's so cool, Declan.
that
Oh
is
my
sick as
goodness.
fuck. Because let me say this: did you guys know that Kathy Griffin is in this movie as herself, very briefly, and she's credited as herself?
No.
Mm-mm.
And she's only in this movie because her and Quentin Tarantino briefly dated. And like she got this like the draft, and she says that the draft to the actual movie, like the difference was so minimal that it blew her mind.
Mm-hmm.
And also she did say their very brief relationship ended because all he wanted to do was cuddle, which is kind of funny. I don't know. I can't imagine cuddling with Quentin Tarantino.
Just wanted to give her a foot massage. Did you give a man a foot massage?
Exclusively feet.
It seemed reasonable when he was saying it.
I mean, it's definitely like this. He kind of flipped the screenwriting process on his head for sure. Like it's just a
Yeah.
novel.
No, it's
And
he was challenging a lot of the things that a screenplay is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like he wrote it almost like a book in parts. Like he talked because generally a screenplay, the language you use is supposed to be very visual, very direct, just describing what's going on.
Right.
But he uses almost a prose type language, and
Yeah.
he alludes to other movies in the descriptions. Like when John Travolta brings the adrenaline shot down, he describes it as like the shape killing his victims in Halloween. And also the screenplay starts with a table of contents, like again like a book, which is just strange. It's very much and obviously the structure.
Yeah,
We'll need
no,
to
the
talk
structure is
about.
like one of my favorite
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely like since I've been in film school, we've definitely been like on like the like screenplays need to be very minimal and like kind of just a blueprint for what's going to be on
Mhm.
screen. And I think that kind of like him and I would say also some of the other like independent people in the 90s definitely like rejected the like film school formalism and just
Yeah.
kind of did everything like PTA, same thing. Gregoraki, same thing of just kind of like, well, Gregoraki's a film school kid, but like, just kind of like
Did
fighting back.
PTA not go to film school?
He went to New York or NYU for a semester and dropped out.
Hmm.
But he's a nepo baby, so he can do that.
Wait, is he?
But yeah, his dad was like had a talk show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He made up for it with one battle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, among
My-
other things.
My mom's friend started watching one battle after another, and she turned it
Too
off
woke.
after 10
Too woke.
minutes.
Too woke.
Dude, damn woke.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean
It
the
was
first minutes are like the most like crazy part of the movie, honestly. So
Mm. Check out the One Battle After Another episode, also featuring Declan Hutter.
truth. Give this man the truth.
Shout out.
Yeah, he also starts with the definition of pulp in the script and the movie, and I just love that, just using that dictionary definition to start it, because that double meaning, both meanings of the double meaning apply, where it's an almost shapeless mass, right? Like the movie itself has this weird structure that's almost shapeless.
It is weird, and this is like totally unrelated to what you're saying, but I feel like it's just another thing that sticks out. Like when Uma Thurman's like, "Don't be a square," and
It's
then
a rectangle.
yeah, but then it like pops, like it outlines.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's not something I'd associate with like Tarantino. Like it just seemed
Hmm.
weird to me.
Well-
Like I liked it, but it just seemed
And
Yeah.
they did make that a Fortnite emote too before the Pulp Fiction collab, so it's
Right.
extra special in my heart.
It is.
Well-
Yeah. Sorry.
I just to add to that, I'm taking an editing class right now, and we had to watch this movie that was like a bunch of directors talking about their editors, and Tarantino was like, I only want to work with women directors because they're nurturing and they can baby me because I'm a little baby, and I don't want my movie to be like touched by another man, because he's gonna put his dick all over it. And I just
That's
thought
true.
that was funny because I
He's-
think that
He's so right for that.
well,
it's gay to have a man edit your movie.
I just wanted like he only worked with that female. He's only worked with female editors, but he only worked
Sally,
with
right?
female. Yeah, Sally Wallback. On that movie, And I think that was like one of her things was she did a lot of like the overlays
Yeah.
with
Mm.
stuff.
I fuck
I'm trying to think what else she did. I don't know. She did something else with like she does stuff with shapes. So I don't know.
Why do you think they went with the rectangle instead of like a square? Because the first time I watched this, I was like, oh, what a stupid mistake. But like that was like
There
if
are
he
no
wanted to
mistakes.
make it a square, no, there are no mistakes in this movie. I genuinely believe that. Like if he
Yeah,
wanted to make it a square, he would have made it a square.
yeah.
Hold on.
Well, isn't a rectangle technically a square? But like
A
all
rectangle is a square. No, a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not
squares.
necessarily a square.
Interesting.
You know?
What does that say about Hollywood?
Well,
No, I
let's
mean,
ask Hollywood boy.
yeah, true. He's putting his headphones on right now.
Mm.
I don't think he can talk.
I don't know. Were you gonna say something on?
To be honest, I was probably about to like make something up, but I mean, I do like his commentary where like it was like he didn't know he was making a comedy, so maybe in like by the editing process after he like the movie had been filmed, he kind of just thought like a satirical like little I don't know, like maybe it
Yeah.
was just a little like inside joke in like the editing team.
And
There
also,
was a
she's
lot
like
of
coked out. Like she's not making.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. There was a lot of that sort of thing in the process, all processes of making this movie, from writing to the actual directing, where he was sort of discovering the voice as he was writing it. Um, I was reading an essay or something that said he sort of discovered he actually like tried to avoid this theme of sort of infantilizing people. Like where Jules and Vincent are stripped down and hosed down and wearing this like childish, unfashionable clothes, and
You're a
others sort
code,
of
motherfucker.
yeah, other sort of instances of that throughout the movie. But he kept
Can you hear
just
me?
finding himself coming. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, fine.
He kept just finding himself coming back to that theme of almost adolescence and like people crotch shot, people being sort of stripped down to a child like regress to a sort of earlier adolescent. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole thing is about irony, really.
mm-hmm.
So I think that kind of to add to the rectangle thing, I think it's supposed to be very like self-aware and ironic and just kind of
Yeah,
that, but also that goes with like the infantilization of like his characters. I think that's a theme, mostly in his earlier work, where he's
yeah.
kind of putting these like tough guys in like vulnerable
I
situations.
mean, even Reservoir Dogs, you see Tim Roth is like
Yeah,
basically being
exactly.
babied by Keitel.
That's like the most homoerotic movie of like the 90s, I think. It really is. Like it just reads like I don't even know, but yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no, expand on that.
Yeah, exploring
can I-
exploring
Reads
gay
like a
themes
couple
in
of
Can I
movies.
do
Tarantino
a-
films.
I mean, he's gasping and moaning and like and he's like combing his hair at the end and like kissing him on the
Like
forehead.
whispering
Like
in his ear.
yeah, like it's gonna be okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love that opening diner scene and the way it all comes full circle in the epilogue.
I remember when I was like first watching Pulp Diction for the first time. I was like a little ass kid, but I think I
Pulp
genuinely
Fiction.
did I say Pulp Diction?
Yeah.
It autocorrects
We're
on
gonna
my
have-
fucking phone. Like I will type Pulp Fiction and it will autocorrect to Pulp. Or I'll type Pulp Fiction and it'll autocorrect to Pulp Diction. It's actually so fucking annoying.
That's awesome. I'm
Well,
honored.
I think I turned the movie on and I watched the first scene, and because I was like a dumb little kid, like I genuinely like turned the movie off because I was like I thought that's what the movie was. I thought it was like about like two criminals, and I don't know.
I
That's
watched it
awesome.
when I was 7, I think, for the first time. And I liked it, I think. I didn't
That's
really
good.
understand most of it, but
Right.
I liked the structure at least.
I think I
The
watched it
structure.
over quarantine for the first time. I'm not
Oh wow.
exactly sure.
Yeah,
Oh.
I remember I was like trying to get you to watch it and you gave it like a 4 and I was like, kill yourself.
Yeah, I think
No,
I
it's
would have
like,
been
yeah, it's
a
alright.
freshman in high school when I first saw it, and so I was late on the Pulp Fiction train.
There's fucking Israeli music being blasted in my apartment right now.
That's incredible.
You're Tel Aviv's favorite artist, bro.
Is that audible?
Yeah.
Oh, very, very
That's like
honest.
they
Very
were on the
audible.
reef shit. I was expecting like something electronic.
I do think it's crazy how this movie is so idiosyncratic with its structure and its just the characters and dialogue and actions at the time, but somehow it broke out of this sort of indie it could have been a very indie niche sort of appreciated by like movie people obviously, but it broke into the mainstream as well. And like why do you think that might be?
It broke into the mainstream like so much so. Like this is also not movie related, and I don't know if you guys will give a fuck, but like Uma Thurman's nail color, like it's like a super popular 90s nail color, and I just
Mhm.
always assumed that like the use of it was a reflection of it, like in the movie. But Chanel made that nail color for the movie, and then it became
Wow.
super popular. So like just like I feel like its reach cannot be overstated. Like
No, I
it
totally agree.
I think it's such an artifact of like popular culture that like it
Mhm.
was one of those movies that someone went to and they're like, "Yo, you gotta check this out." Like
Yeah.
it's crazy, and then it just spread from there. Because I mean, especially with like midnight movies and independent film in the '90s, like that just doesn't happen anymore. Where it's like
it
Mhm.
word of mouth. Now it's like
Yeah.
if Israel decides your movie is gonna get made, and then you get to go.
which
Um,
that's the way it should be.
This
It's
is
the
true.
thing for the
yeah,
Yeah.
better.
damn right.
Well, I think
APAC money,
also
bro.
some aspect of it was like, I mean, not to like the entire extent of like how mainstream it got, but like certainly like John Travolta's like career comeback, I think was like a
Oh
marketing
yeah,
thing around the
Yes.
Yeah.
time, which I'm sure was
I'm
huge for
I'm
it.
And
sure of
also
it.
the sheer
Tarantino's
star power too.
Mhm.
like him just being an annoying motherfucker really propelled the movie. Like if he wasn't like I don't like if he wasn't 100% himself, it wouldn't have worked. Because I feel like the scene where he's like, "Do I have a sign outside my door that says "Build inward storage"?"
Okay.
Like what you're talking about with the midnight showings, people were probably like, "He was talking crazy in this." Like I don't
So
know.
you think people are just like, well, I gotta see this shit.
Well, I feel like
Like,
yeah, part of it was shocking. I mean,
hmm
yeah,
I mean, because it's a shocking movie, and the profanity, the violence, as much as we've gotten used to violence in movies and
him
sex on
getting
TV.
fucking blasted in the back of the car still made
Yeah,
me jump, even though I knew it was gonna happen.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he talks about a lot in his process and story writing about it. It's something that unfolds, and I think that this movie is the greatest example of that of like, um, you can see like the formation of the plot at the beginning and
Yeah,
basically the action of the characters throughout the movie, like divert that. Like
yeah.
they just constantly are subverting what you think a crime movie is gonna
Nothing.
be.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing in this movie happens in any of the three stories, arguably four, that goes how it's supposed to. Everything goes
Yeah.
sideways or unexpected.
With
It's
watch,
it's very the
my father, and
your
she
father
was
hid
so
this
bad.
watch, this hunk of
Oh,
metal
oh,
up his ass.
I was also gonna say just the sheer star power in this movie. Like
Yeah,
it's at the same time as Samuel L. Jackson's career was really taking off, and then also John Travolta,
I mean,
Uma
wasn't this what made
Thurman,
his career
Christopher
take off?
Walken. I
It
mean, he was doing some stuff in the late '80s and early '90s, but this
Mm.
really was like the like up to
He
the top
needed
because
something
Because
to like
I,
dispel the
I,
gay rumors. Like
I
things
it was
believe,
a,
were really
it
bad
was
for
originally
him.
supposed to be Lawrence J. Fishburne,
huh?
but
oh
his like agent or whatever was like, you only take lead roles, so don't take
Mm.
this. So
Yeah, I mean, what I was reading was that at the time, like Bruce Willis was like the Hollywood studio people were like demanding they put a big marketable star in the movie,
mhm.
and Bruce Willis was like the only one of those they really got. They did end up getting Christopher Walken for one
My
scene,
father, this watch, it was up my ass. Oh,
and
well,
John Travolta arguably, but at the time he was a sort of has-been. His career was mostly over, and they survived it.
yeah,
And he got him to dance. And just, I don't know, there's some weird meta castings like Travolta and Walken that add like, I don't know, it's one of those unique things about movies as a format where the casting itself can be an artistic sort of choice.
yeah.
Like, you see John Travolta on that stage dancing, and it's meant to evoke him dancing in movies like Saturday Night Fever and what else did John Travolta do? Grease.
I also saw something that he like directed Travolta to be stiff, and as the dance goes on, he gets looser because he was like, "All right, I want you to like this is the first movie you've danced in like 20 years. You're an old man. You're like getting back into it." So
Yeah.
I thought that was just like a very interesting like meta direction, like acknowledging who John Travolta is and who this character is like just like acknowledging that it is a character. And I think
Right.
that's something that Tarantino does a lot. But also I think he kind of hides like little like character actors in places that are like really interesting. Like you get Steve Buscemi for like 5 seconds. You
I was
get
gonna say I don't
you get
remember.
Harvey.
I
You
didn't
get
remember him at all.
yeah, and you get Harvey Keitel in for like the last like 15 minutes
The
or
wolf,
like
right?
towards the end. Yeah, and it's like it's almost like he like is hiding these little like pockets of like, oh, this is like a whole new dynamic, and that just keeps you really engaged.
Yeah. And Christopher Walken as well. Like one thing I read was that he could have cast anybody as this. Was it the Vietnam War? This old army captain guy,
Right.
and
Thin Red Line, yeah.
but casting Christopher Walken brings
Or
up
Platoon,
memories
whatever.
of the Deer Hunter, and instead of you see him and instead of thinking, oh, this is a veteran from the war, you think, oh, this is an actor from Vietnam War movies, and it's that sort of thing that he's I guess I don't know saying with this movie where it's about culture itself and how we're all affected by it.
Right.
Europeans like to talk about how Americans don't have culture, but our culture is like this weird mishmash, pulpy mishmash of a bunch of pop culture aspects blended
Right.
together.
I mean, yeah, you can't talk about America without the rise of media because, I mean, it goes hand in hand. Like film, the printing press, like literally, basically all forms of modern media originated in America, or at least Western media that we like talk about with Europeans, was in America. So it's definitely like it's a love letter to film. It's a love letter to other movies. But yeah, that's really what it's all about. It's like ironic. It's cool. It's focused on pop culture. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like the car scene. I feel like Dylan or anyone, do you know how he filmed the car scene with Bruce Willis and the driver? Where like I feel like it looked, I don't know.
It looked like they had like one of those old things they did in 50s, 60s movies where they had the screen in the back, which I think that's a choice QT does quite a lot. He did it in Kill Bill as well.
Yeah.
Where
it's also edited
tell,
by the same.
Yeah, you can tell it's not real, but it's not supposed to look real. It's that, I mean, it's that Pulp Fiction sort of feel where it's
a caricature.
Yeah.
I will say, a lot of that probably stems from Tarantino's insistence to shoot in LA, and you can't shoot anything out of moving cars in LA. Like actually,
really?
you have to use a screen or fake it somehow. They don't let you shoot in a car. So
it's a very irrelevant thing almost. But when they're driving around with all the like fake blood on, real blood in the movie, so it's illegal to drive with fake blood on in Virginia.
Huh?
Is that
I didn't know that.
That's a real law. Wow.
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. No. I
It's
like such a like hyper specific law.
I guess it would just suck if you had like a fake blood while driving fetish. Like it would really, I don't know, get in the way.
True.
I guess same principle as like adults can't wear masks. Or no, it's not. It's like they'll think you're having an emergency. I don't know. But Uma Thurman looks so, like, hair color changes fucking everything.
Yeah.
Like, she looks so different with dark hair.
I think I was, like, shocked when obviously when I was, like, a younger, like, kid, I, like, had no clue that Uma Thurman, like, in Kill Bill was the same person as her character in Pulp Fiction.
I don't know if it's the hair color change or just, like, the, like, bangs.
It's a lot of things for sure.
I think they also made her lose like 20 pounds or something. Well, and for like a woman that's already very thin, that's a lot. So, they definitely wanted the heroin chic thing. And I think
Yeah.
in Kill Bill, she definitely like was like working out, more muscular, and also like actually looks like Uma Thurman. So
Yeah, and they definitely did a good job of hiding her fucking man hands in this movie. Like in Kill Bill, it was more distracting, but in this movie, like they were
That's so
definitely more
mean.
ladylike. Have you seen them?
It's
Her
been a
hand,
while.
her, it's been a while. No, but her hands, like I'm surprised she doesn't have hair on her knuckles. Like they are so crazy looking.
I mean, Uma Thurman is on the forefront of the poster, the iconic Pulp Fiction poster.
right.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the thing in the briefcase what she's reading on the bed?
Is it?
I thought that's what it was. I thought it was the pulp, like the Pulp Fiction, the book was the in the
Oh,
briefcase.
interesting. Is what do we think is in the brief? Like, you think it's the book Pulp Fiction?
I think it's
And
like, well, because if I'm not mistaken, it's like Marcellus Wallace is getting the book for Uma Thurman or Mia Wallace,
huh?
and that's what they're picking up. But I'm not super sure. I was just like one reading of it.
Right.
Would
Oh,
it
and
make
Abby,
me
do you
de-
have?
would it make me a degenerate to say like it's never been important to me? Like I've never
No,
thought
that's
about it.
completely fair.
I don't like
Yeah,
it's just
it's a
never.
MacGuffin. It's a plot device.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Owen, do you have
Owen,
any
are you with
thoughts?
us?
Yeah, no, actually, speaking of like posters and things. I like when I was younger, I used to have this like stupid like little film project I made with like my lizard, and I made
Oh,
like a Pulp Fiction inspired one where like the villain of it was Jules from Pulp Fiction, and so there's like a
Of
poster I
course, that was the
made, but
villain.
well, it was a bit of a more nuanced take on societal structures, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
expect you to understand that. But I couldn't
Why
find
not
it. There
the
we go.
bank robbers or John Travolta or any of those characters?
but you would have made
I just thought
Marcellus the
Samuel L.
villain too,
Jackson
wouldn't
was
you?
a better lead role for my film.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, there's
Did
also
you
a
do an
sequel.
impression of him for the movie?
Actually, I used real voice lines from the movie. I was a pretty artistic kid.
Mm.
Mm.
Ooh, okay.
Um, but
They
there's also a
only
second one, but it's lost media now. So
they
Mm.
only use hard R, which is crazy. Like they don't say it's soft A at all. I
I mean,
can
Sam
say
Jackson told him to
black,
use
black,
soft
and
A
Spanish.
too. He said, "You're gonna sound like a racist if you go hard R," and he
Yeah.
just didn't gaff.
he still doesn't listen. He's been doing the same thing for like every film he's appeared in for the
Which
past
I
like
Yeah.
mean,
30
go
years.
for it.
Mhm. But
Oh,
yeah,
the like food wise in this movie, like nerds will fucking freak out because they're like, the Fruit Brute cereal he was eating, the drug dealer was eating, like wasn't released at the time or something. Like time wise, like he wouldn't be able to have the cereal like for when the movie takes place.
well, when does the movie not just take place in 1994?
Yeah, I think so, which is like not, I don't know when the cereal was
Well,
available, but people are
I
like,
think it's this kind of timeless thing where you can't
Yeah,
really put a specific date on it. It could be
no,
the
that's
80s, it
true.
could be the 90s. It
it
probably
definitely
isn't the
doesn't.
70s, but
Yeah.
um
I mean, obviously, it has a sort of nostalgic reverence for the 50s, 60s, as we see in Jackrabbit Slims.
Or
Not
wait,
even 60s.
the
Well,
connection was that they used the same cereal and I don't know why the fuck I'm talking about the cereal. They use it in Reservoir Dogs too, so
Oh,
huh.
okay.
I
Interesting.
guess a personal fave.
Well,
same with
I
Red Apple Slims.
Red Apple cigarettes.
not to talk about like
Yeah.
a different film, but I think like another thing with that like timeless aspect is like it just like from a recent movie. Like I think like Marty Supreme too, especially. It's like
Yeah,
it's interesting
yeah.
is like you have the 50s and 60s aesthetics with like people talking like it's the modern day and then like
And
music
music
from the
from the
80s.
80s.
It's like I don't know, it's such like I really love when films create that like
Yeah,
timeless feeling.
it's very interesting. Um,
Yeah.
I do think, just to sort of pivot back to the briefcase just for a second, it doesn't, like Abby said, it doesn't really matter what is in it, but this time out, I've always liked the theory that it was Marcellus Wallace's soul, but that's a little cliched. I was almost wondering if it was like a Mirror of Erised sort of deal, like Harry Potter, where you just see whatever you want most. because everyone who looks in it is sort of just entranced by that glow.
Yeah. And what a great scene where he I forget who gets the briefcase, but I think it's John Travolta, and he opens it and he's just like, dang, and then lights a cigarette.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This movie
Which-
makes smoking look so cool.
I mean,
was
I
it
feel
the
like
shot?
every movie looks like
Every movie does.
what? Yeah, like it always looks awesome.
Well, because Declan, we recreated like a few shots from Pulp Fiction for
Yeah,
that
we
one
did.
IB film project, and we had to do the one of them was the suitcase. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. All of those shots are now like burned into my brain because of how many times I had to like cross-reference it to do like the like Lightroom stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you and Drew as
I definitely
Vincent
have them.
Vega and Jules.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Fantastic casting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which one is which?
I'm Jules, obviously.
Okay.
Wait,
I have
hold
a
on.
diverse
You're the
cultural
spiritually
background.
enlightened one.
I have a diverse cultural background on right behind me.
You don't
Actually.
dig on
Spiritually
Swan?
enlightened, physically darker. He's
A
got
Japanese Godzilla poster and a rice hat.
Very nice.
I don't think
Big
that's culturally
appreciator of-
diverse. I think
Big
it's pretty
appreciator
like
Eastern.
it's
culture.
pretty.
Actually,
I won't say
culture.
white and black. I'll say like black and yellow. But
Well,
Okay.
I have a sombrero at home, so
What's cooler, the badass motherfucker wallet or the pussy wagon keychain?
Ooh.
pussy wagon.
yeah.
Pussy wagon. Gotta be the pussy wagon.
Yeah.
I love the little like detail that like they had the BAMF or whatever the like acronym is like engraved on his lightsaber in Star Wars.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
It's like I don't know. That's one of my favorite little like facts.
Do you guys have a favorite of the three like stories in this movie? Because it starts with Vincent Vega and Marcellus Wallace's wife, then it's the gold watch, and then it's the Bonnie situation, which in the script was titled Jules, Vincent, Jimmy, and the Wolf. But I feel like the Bonnie situation's a better title for that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they went with that.
I liked I don't know, whatever part included Vincent taking me out was definitely my favorite. Just like as soon as he gets to her apartment and she's like speaking over the intercom to
Yeah.
It's a
the
date.
part,
Yeah, it just feels like a date immediately.
yeah, to the part where she gets like Narcan or just an adrenaline shot, like everything from there. And oh my god, the scene, like the two girls that are there while like she's ODing, it's so fucking funny how they're not with it. Like the girl on the couch
Talking about her
stands up.
piercings.
Yeah, like the girl on the couch stands up for like a second and then sits back down while it's all happening, and then before the scene ends, you see her like take another hit. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think my favorite. I mean, I have a odd affinity for like boxer movies and boxer like aesthetics. So I mean, I think my favorite scene in the whole film is when it's Bruce Willis and sitting in his club, and Marcellus Wallace is like being like basically telling him to go down in the fight. And it cuts to behind his head with the band-aid on the back. Like,
Yeah,
it's so sick. It's so sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I love all of that part. I hate the French woman he's with, but I think you're supposed to hate. I think you're
It's
supposed
a
to
chopper,
hate her.
baby. It's not a motorcycle.
Yeah. I want a little pot belly.
I want, dude. The fucking pot belly shit's weirder than any of the foot stuff. Like
Yeah.
I take a million scenes of people's feet getting rubbed before I had to watch her talk about rubbing her belly. It looks good on women. And then the fucking breakfast where she's like, I want a big stack of blueberry pancakes.
Yeah, no, I
We
I
gotta
hate
go,
that.
baby. What's wrong? I was worried.
They have
If
an
Bruce hit her
interesting.
one time, it would have been just. I would have been okay with it. Like he still would have been a sympathizable character.
Oh my
I mean, do you
God.
disagree? No, like
I kind of do.
no,
Well-
like he's freaking out over the watch. If it was just like a little slap, you think it would have been that like disagreeable?
I was raised not to raise my hands against women.
But what if it was an
that's just
annoying
me.
bitch who forgot the one thing you like specifically asked her to bring?
He said it wasn't her fault. He didn't emphasize enough.
He
Hey,
how-
definitely
but
thinks
then
it's
he
her
was
fault,
freaking
though.
out in the
Yeah, he
car.
does. But he's a good boyfriend. He stops taking it out on her. I
He
thought that
doesn't
was kind
cheat
of
on her
sweet.
with the taxi cab driver.
Yeah.
He
what
kept
what
Esmeralda
I
de los
what,
Lobos.
what I love about the like just Pulp Fiction in general and the structure is like each story takes you to an equally crazy place at the
Yeah.
end. Like for
Yeah.
Mia Wallace, it's like ODing, getting the adrenaline shot. For Bruce, it's the whole Gimp scene,
Oh
and
yeah.
then
Yeah.
for the Bonnie situation, Quentin Tarantino says the hard R. So they're equally all
Yeah.
pretty dark and mysterious.
Owen, do you have a favorite segment?
My favorite segment. I actually like now it's kind of really hard for me to pick between one, but I remember like when I was younger watching it for the first time, I hated any scene that did not involve like Jules and Vincent because like I think that was like the only perception I had of what the movie would be.
Yeah.
So I was like at
Anything
the
else was
time,
basically like a commercial break. You're like,
yeah, I was like,
"Oh,
oh
look at
man, let's
this."
go back to the main story. But obviously now
Hmm.
I'm a little bit more
No, I get that. I do like
understanding.
the way you put that, like a commercial break, because the movie is almost structured like a TV show in some ways,
Yeah, I
and
actually
that's
agree.
sort of how Quentin Tarantino's view on television differs from some people's in that it's like a very much a proprietor of culture, and it's how a lot of us have absorbed that in the last few decades.
Yeah, I honestly think the structure, I think this film of another film, this resembles the most. And maybe this is just the Lynch fanboy in me, but Mulholland Drive. Every time I think of Pulp Fiction, I have this weird connection. Mulholland
Weirdly
Drive is
enough,
like
I was
I
thinking about
I
Mulholland
I
Drive
it's
was
like
too.
gonna say the
two
same exact
different
thing.
things.
Yeah.
Like it's like this weird well, I think and that also stems from this sort of like TV show. Like there's a bunch of
Yeah.
openings but very little
Yeah,
closings. Like it goes a bunch of different directions and not all of them are tied up.
yeah.
But
Maybe something with the 50s too, because like when
yeah,
Hmm.
this is the girl scene in the diner,
Yeah,
both like
yeah.
50s.
well,
the audition.
Yeah.
not just that, but I think both films are just love letters to Hollywood from two different auteurs who love
Hmm.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
So
And
you
at the
have to,
same time, people who aren't afraid to show its darker
right.
half.
Yeah,
And
like Lynch
especially when you
shows it
talk,
through his films, Tarantino shows it through his actions.
I like that.
What were
yeah.
you saying,
And I,
Declan? Sorry.
no, I just think when you talk about Hollywood and you talk about film, you have to just acknowledge the 1950s and 60s in Hollywood because that's when it was like I saw some stat the other day that was like studios used to put out 200 films a year each, and now they
Mm,
put out like maybe 15, which
yeah.
is just insane. The sheer amount of
Yeah.
just like
I think
constant
yeah.
culture coming out.
We should go back to making actresses take like be on a diet of coffee and speed and just filming like 20 hours a day. Max
I
output, I
agree.
think.
And then like when they complain at the end of their like 14-hour shoot, you like call them, you tell them they're like dramatic and
Yeah. You're like
overreacting.
you're still looking a little tubby. I bet you
Yeah.
skip a cup
Going
of
a little.
coffee.
Well, you've got a cute little pot belly, actually. I think you
Cute
should
little
keep
pot
that.
belly. Is that a cultural thing? Like I
I
would
don't.
I feel like it
never.
has to
It's
be.
got to
I
be a
don't
French
know.
thing, right?
French freaky ass. I mean, I don't. No, even the French, I feel like would be like a pot belly on a pot belly
I
on
don't.
a
I don't
movies.
know.
That'd be crazy.
I think you're giving the French too much credit.
Let me look that
Yeah.
up.
Those
Let me look it up.
frogs, they don't know anything.
Well, one thing that was interesting to me reading the script was the initial scene with Vincent and Jules when they go to Brett's apartment. It goes, in the movie it goes, and then they shoot Brett, and then the scene's over, and it goes to the first sort of actual chapter, Vincent Vega and Marcellus Wallace's wife. In the script, it goes until the guy comes out of the bathroom, and you see him firing his gun, and then it describes he has a confused expression. He says, "I don't understand," and then he's blown away. And then we move on. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Like when,
So,
like the kind of like divine intervention thing where
yeah,
the
but we
bullets
don't.
spread around him.
But in the script, this at this point, we don't yet see Vincent and Jules's reaction. We just see the shooter's reaction, and he says, "I don't understand," and then he gets shot. and the scene's over. I do think it was a good decision to end
Yeah.
it at Brett's death instead. But why do you think he would have made that choice to end the scene there in the start?
I don't think he did. I think Tarantino would let his movies be 5 hours if he could. I think that was probably an editing room decision for clarity. But I also think when I watched that documentary on like it was called like The Cutting Edge or something, and he was saying how basically his editor whittled it down to an hour and a half, and he slowly expanded it back up to like 2.5 hours. So it's interesting,
I
like
can't
what
imagine
he
an hour and a
decided
half cut of
to.
this.
Does he just need a
Oh
woman
no, I
editor?
can't either.
So,
I think he
like,
does.
no, he needs a woman editor because like they're like two people.
'Cause-
Like we're two. Like isn't it like a literal statistic that women are like more people pleasing? Like he just needs like someone he can bulldoze opinion wise.
Yeah.
No, he needs someone to do the work and then not be mad when he completely undoes all of their work.
Yeah.
So
So not a man.
yeah, basically is what he was saying in the documentary. It was my whole class was like grossed out by the way he was talking about it, but yeah.
Yeah, there were
You-
there were a couple things like that. I'm trying to. There was one part in the Jimmy segment where before they leave to go to the junkyard, he makes Jules, Vincent, and the wolf take a picture. And Jules and Vincent, I think Vincent smiles. He tells the wolf to smile, but he doesn't smile. And I don't know. It's just an interesting little.
Should have included that. I would have liked that. I would have enjoyed watching.
No,
I don't
they
know why
they
you
filmed it too. They had a picture of them taking the picture. So I don't know. I guess it was just for time, I assume.
You got
probably just a cutting room decision, but
But the thing about that though, with taking a picture, I feel like there's almost a theme throughout the movie of pictures and recording and watching and being watched. You have it when Vincent goes to Marcellus Wallace's house and Mia's watching him over the intercom. You have it when they go and go up on the stage. You have it with all the television stuff.
even with the like boxing match, like that's aired over the radio.
Yeah. Just people viewing other people. Exhibitionism and voyeurism. And I don't know.
Voyeurism is something that remains interesting, like theme-wise in every movie. I think
Yeah,
like it's
definitely.
just something that's easy to be drawn to because would it be like
I mean, because movies are inherently a little voyeuristic.
exactly like
Yeah.
you're being a peeping tom by nature, like
Yeah, and
watching these people who don't know you're seeing them.
I also think it kind of ties back into the movie's themes of like media versus reality of kind of what these characters actually are and then what the like projected images of these characters are, which kind of ties back into also the irony of like getting a great dancer to play this kind of like old
mediocre
heroin addict that's stiff and and then getting Harvey Keitel of Scorsese's group to be this kind of like smooth talking like criminal.
He's an
that's
older
like a
man that
mastermind.
talks like a younger man and acts like a younger man, which is interesting. Butch as well, Bruce Willis's character, he's described as essentially a big baby by some people. I mean, he's bald. He is very much drawn to the watch. It's this symbol of his childhood, and he's just trying to, like, he wants it back at all costs.
And I would say
he eats Pop-Tarts.
Yeah,
he has
look,
the kangaroo statue.
Toaster treats. I was gonna say something about that. They're off-brand.
Yeah. Oh, they're were they? That's funny.
I also think it's interesting that the only thing that can pull the younger Butch away from the TV is the watch, right? You see this little kid
watching
staring
some
at the TV.
racist cartoon.
Yeah, and I think that's all. It almost like serves as like a self-insert for Tarantino, maybe of even as I've read his own like work about his like relationship with his father too. You kind of see like it's kind of I feel like with male characters, especially in film, who have like this kind of strained relationship with their father, it's definitely like there's a resentment there, but there's also this deep sort of like kind of trying to find some sort of connection, some sort of thread back. And I think,
Yeah.
that for Tarantino is movies. And I think, the movies kind of manifest as the watch in this film,
Yeah.
especially for the childhood. But
I get what you mean. It's resentful, but not hateful at all. Like, if that makes
yeah,
sense. It's
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's almost, again, that Mulholland Drive thing where it has a reverence for Hollywood itself, but at the same
mm,
time, it's sort of admonishing it in a way,
yeah.
at
No,
least in the way people idolize it.
right. I think, yeah, Mulholland Drive is definitely more of a viable and clear critique of
Right.
like Hollywood and like studio structures and all that. But I definitely think they do operate in the same headspace of like, these are, I mean, what, there's probably like a 15-year age gap between Lynch and Tarantino. So it's roughly the same generation of men who grew up with this sort of like idealized version of what Hollywood is, and they get there and it's not,
Yeah.
it's never going to be that.
Never.
Yeah.
I would be very interested to see what today's critique would look like. Because if one generation had Pulp Fiction, another generation had Mulholland Drive, what would we have? Maybe that's for Declan Hutter to decide.
I was about
Maybe.
to say this.
Well, I think, I don't know if anyone saw Primate, but pretty.
I saw
not
your
worth
review.
the theater for fun,
it's I think that's one of the finest films Hollywood has put out in the last 5 years. So I think
Wow.
everyone should go see it. And I think it's a great critique of social structures. And there's a moment in that film where a character lights a joint, takes one puff, and then stomps the joint out on the ground.
Wow.
And I think that was the most horrifying part of the entire theater was like,
doing
I
shit
wouldn't
like that
but-
just to provide money to spend.
I wouldn't know what's
it was
wrong
just
with
like
that.
a stupid writing, bro. It was just like,
Well, maybe that could
the
be the
entire
next
theater
Pulp
was
Diction.
horrified.
Primate, Pulp Diction on Primate.
Primate. Yeah.
You guys,
Primate
we should all watch Mercy, the like Chris Pratt
The Chris
AI.
Pratt, yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
I heard it's
That's-
like it's got like a
that's fun.
dramatically pro AI message.
It's
Well,
produced by the guy who produced the World of Worlds by Amazon with Ice Cube.
Also, it received like fucking $10 million of funding from the LAPD. So it's like this like pro cop, pro AI, pro
Oh.
surveillance
It's
state.
literally propaganda.
This is the
Yeah,
best
it
movie
is.
ever. Why haven't I seen it
It's
yet?
it's propaganda, bro. It's like it's this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's been for you guys, but with
Well, spoiler
it's been
alert.
crazy out here with the ICE stuff.
I can imagine.
I slipped on ice
Yeah.
the other day.
Well, I will say, like, in the scene in the diner where John Travolta's, like, freaking out over the $5 shake, it gave me flashbacks to working at Chick-fil-A. And
Yeah, there are $5 shakes
Yeah.
I mean, $5 for a shake isn't even ridiculous in this day and age.
anymore. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just funny,
Thanks, Obama.
dude.
Yep.
Legit.
But thanks for derailing the pod, guys. Jesus.
Yeah. Whoops. Well, this is like the first time we've all talked, like literally since. Break.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry. No,
Yeah.
it's all good.
No.
I'm happy to be on with my guys.
I will say, Declan, I'm very excited to come to LA and leech off of your life there.
I am supposed to be at set in 8 minutes, and I haven't showered or anything. So
And I do
I-
feel like our discussion has kind of slowed down a little bit.
Should we end it off then? Because the thing about Pulp Fiction, there's so much to say,
that
Like, we
barely
could-
none of it has
and
not
we've
already been said.
Yeah.
barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
And not that I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
It's been it's a pleasure to like this is one of the most fun movies to talk about, I think.
It's so fun.
Just to not like to watch it and after to watch it, to dissect it and just thinking about it, read about it. It's so cool. And even if you don't want to do that, like it's fun to just turn your brain off and watch it.
Right. It's a movie
Because
for
it's-
everyone. Literally
It's-
anyone
it
can
really
watch it.
is.
Yeah.
That's where the mainstream appeal comes from, I guess.
If you watch it and don't enjoy it, you have a chip on your shoulder about, like, annoying people liking it. Like, that's what
Right.
Beautiful.
I
well
like
said.
I get not liking it if you're sensitive to like profanity or violence, I guess.
Yeah, if you're
But,
Mormon,
like,
I guess you wouldn't
if you're
like it.
if
Yeah,
you're
if
like
you're a
a fucking
bitch.
prude.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, it's just like, I don't know. I adore this movie, and depending on the day, it's probably my favorite Quentin Tarantino.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. It's this and
Yeah.
Inglorious Bastards, I think, are my two favorite.
That's fair. I
might
think this
like
is his best, but like Kill Bill has just always been like my personal favorite.
That's
I
fair.
was gonna say watching Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair, like
Oh, I still
that's
need to
just
see it.
such a like I don't know.
It's
Yeah, I do
fun.
think
It's
this is
very
Obviously,
his
for
best
fun.
5 hours,
script.
it's gonna be immersive, but like it was crazy to like sit down and watch all of it.
But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with all of you about the
Peace and
movie.
love.
Don't
Thank you
cut
so much for coming
anything.
on. Yeah,
If
nothing
my
is getting
words are
cut.
moosed at all, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, you're gonna come here and kill me. Thank you
Pulp
all so
Fiction is
much for
very
coming
good.
on.
Thank you for
I'm
It's
just
an
inviting me,
happy to
absolute
be
Thank
Dylan.
you,
here,
pleasure.
though.
Dylan. Thank you, Dylan.
Uh,
Sorry about the
Hey,
delay.
no
I'd be
worries at all.
Yeah, I apologize for being very late too.
I'd
It's
be
all good,
down
man.
for a solo Pulp Diction on Cassavetes or something of Albert Brooks's.
Yeah,
If you're
absolutely.
interested ever.
Yeah, just let me know when you want to do Oscars too.
I
Yeah,
know there might be a long wait list.
there are like 5 people on the wait list right now. All right, everyone else had to go. I did have some final thoughts because I just can't help myself. Um, Pulp Fiction, one of my favorite screenplays ever. Anyone who wants to write a movie should read this movie. Because it's so fun to read, it's so fun to watch, but there are some really weird, interesting differences. I talked about a few of them in the with the others, but I didn't get to all of them. One of them, I think, maybe the most famous difference is that Vincent was originally supposed to shoot Marvin in the neck by accident, and he's gurgling, choking on his own blood, and he decides he has to put him out of his misery and mercy kill him. And then he shoots him in the head, and then all the brains and everything get all over the place. And, like, Jules says something. He says, Marvin, I want you to know I had nothing to do with this. He's trying to wash his hands of it. Vincent calls him Pontius Pilate. And that is one among all these other. There are so many religious references in this movie. Ezekiel, obviously, that I love so much. I'm the son of a preacher man myself, and so I can't help but love those themes. You know, Jules later says he's going to roam the earth like Cain from Kung Fu, which is in itself an allusion to Cain of the Bible, who was condemned to walk the earth after killing his brother Abel. And so, I don't know, I think it's really interesting for Jules to view himself as a Cain sort of figure, sort of atoning, right? And that theme of redemption, I love the structure of this movie. It's not chronological, but it feels so tied up at the end. Why? Because it's not a chronological arc, it's a thematic arc. And by tying it all together with Jules at the end, it ties everything up with this theme of redemption. And so, yeah, just redeeming it oneself, coming back. And that's what we see in all the stories. Except Vincent. Vincent, he does go back for Mia and do a selfless act, but it's for a selfish reason because he knows it's his ass if he doesn't do it. Butch, selfishly, I guess it's not selfish. Well, it's pretty selfish. I mean, he kills Floyd. He does all this selfish stuff, but then he goes back for Marcellus to save him. That's his redemption. And Jules' redemption, obviously, is whatever. And also, when they get, I'm a big proponent of when people get covered in liquid in movies, that being a baptism, and Jules and Vincent are baptized in the blood of Marvin, as fucked up as that is. They're washed clean by the wolf. Interestingly enough, the wolf, who there's a great review on Letterboxd by Tenton Quarantino. It's a fantastic read. He does so much more justice to analyzing this movie than I ever in my life could. He says that Winston the wolf is the shepherd, which is so interesting for the wolf to be the shepherd. But anyway, and he does all these things. He tells them what to do, and Jules does it. He follows his advice. He stops getting into trouble. You crazy kids. And yeah. But anyway, that difference. They made John Travolta just shoot Marvin in the face because, and his delivery of that line, "Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face," is hilarious, by the way. But he did that. They made that change. It was Travolta's idea to make him less unlikable, because if we saw him do that, it would have made him like pretty much irredeemable. And we have to keep some redemption open for him, just to keep, maybe he can change, but he doesn't. He's the one character that never changes in the movie, and that's why he dies, right? Every time he goes to the bathroom, something bad happens to him, obviously. Something bad happens to someone else. Well, no, just something bad happens in general. He doesn't wash his hands in the bathroom. He doesn't wash his hands properly. He just doesn't clean himself up properly, ever. He remains living in sin, and he doesn't repent or ask for forgiveness, which, even after seeing a miracle. So, yeah, it's a real thinker. I love, and it's so interesting that Quentin wrote it like that, because he's not religious in the slightest, as far as I know. There was a scene cut where the wolf is talking to Monster Joe himself and flirting with Raquel. And I was reading that, I'm like, is the wolf supposed to be a younger man? But then you have those lines towards the end where he says, "See that? Respect for your elders." So he's not, he just acts like a younger man and talks like a younger man. There are just, and a lot of just these little lines here and there that were cut from the script to the movie. Like the wolf, someone says, "Why do you drive fast, Mr. Wolf?" He says, "Because it's fun." And then they laugh, and it's whatever. There's one really interesting part that shocked me when I was reading, where Jules, he's facing off with Pumpkin and Honey Bunny, and he shoots Pumpkin through the table, then he shoots Honey Bunny, and Honey Bunny shoots a random guy in her when she's falling down, and I'm like, what the heck? This is so different from the movie. But then it's a flash. There's a flash, and it's a fantasy. He was just envisioning what he could do, which I would have loved. I would have loved to see that, but I guess it was good for the pacing that they didn't, or maybe they didn't have the time or resources or budget to get all the fake blood and all the shooting and whatever. I don't know. Vincent asked what the F was going. I don't know what's going on, and that wasn't in the movie. He's just there with a gun. I saw one take that was in. Oh, but one more thing about the script and movie. There's one part that was in the movie that wasn't in the script. It was in The Gold Watch, and it's after Butch has killed Floyd. It's Vincent and the other dude walking into the room, and Vincent isn't even there in the script. But the guy, English Dave, walks in, talks to Marcellus about finding and killing Butch. And in the movie, Mia opens the door, and Vincent is there, and they share a brief thing. "I never thanked you for dinner last night, blah, 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 blah." And I don't know, it's really interesting that they added that. I think it's a great addition. It's sort of a reminder, like, yes, all three of these stories are interconnected. Butch has more, like a little paragraph in the script where he's talking with the taxi driver about how he feels about having killed Floyd, and he doesn't feel anything. And he says that Floyd was fucking up his sport anyway, so he deserved to die. And I think they probably cut that because it would have made him a little more unlikable. So I'm kind of glad they did. And also, Butch has a line with Fabian, about her brushing her teeth all night into the morning. And in the movie, there's not a line. You just see it. He goes to sleep and when she's brushing her teeth, and then he wakes up and she's brushing her teeth, sort of giving the effect that she's been brushing her teeth all night. And I don't know why they did that. I assume they emphasized it in the script. They just showed it in the movie. I think it's a better choice to just show it. I would guess it represents sort of her innocence, her purity in an impure sort of world. She's very clean, or she's constantly cleaning herself because she feels unclean. And that's what all these characters are doing. They are all unclean, and they're all trying to wash themselves of whatever dirt they feel. I don't know. Did I mention the Pontius Pilate thing? That's an interesting little tidbit to me, where Vincent calls Jules Pontius Pilate because he wants to wash his hands of the thing. He doesn't want to be complicit, but he is complicit in killing Marvin. One interesting comparison I read about the wolf was that the wolf is like a director, and he's directing. It's sort of almost a meta commentary where he's telling the actors what to do and how to do it, etc. And I don't know. And that's all my notes. I've gone over pretty much all I wanted to go over between now and all the talk with my buddies. It was good to see them again. And this has been episode 50 of Pulp Diction. It's been great. Hopefully we are going to have... Oh, what is the GIMP? We never talked about the GIMP. There was such an interesting little motion I noticed where the GIMP's laughing and he points at Butch, then he points at himself, sort of, I'm what you're going to become soon, or whatever. Maybe that's what would have happened to Marcellus if Butch hadn't saved him. The GIMP is who that room used to belong to, that Marcellus is being raped in. I don't know. There's an interesting line Fabian has. It's unfortunate what we find pleasing to touch and pleasing to the eye are seldom the same. There's a shot. All the folks standing over Marcellus, talking about he's dead, whatever. Again, the thing of being watched. I don't know. I have more notes, but there's just so much to say about this movie, and not enough time to say it. I was supposed to leave this room 40 minutes ago. My reservation's been over, but they're chill. And, this has been episode 50 of Pulp Diction, talking about Pulp Fiction by Quentin Tarantino. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Here's to many more episodes. Remember to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Hit the bell for notifications. Follow on Spotify. Follow on Apple Podcasts. Follow on Instagram. And if you want to be on the pod, just ask. And yeah. Groovy. Thank you. Bye-bye.